Welcome back YouTubers to the British Fist Evolution with me NJ and Mark Kylan.
How's it going?
And in this video we're going to be talking about the great, we're going to be talking about the stupendous, the guy who every fan's talking about week after week after week because of what he did, CM Punk.
CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. Yeah. I miss him. I miss him, NJ. Don't you?
My opinion on CM Punk is before Bray Wyatt and The Shield came in, CM Punk was my favourite now era wrestler. He was a guy I loved on the mic, loved in the ring, and was really supporting. And now because of this video of what we're going to be saying, my opinions are still there, but more accepted.
Yeah, followed him from Ring of Honor, followed him all the way through his career through the WWE, all the way up to his best in the world. You know, the wonderful, do I have everybody's attention now, promo on John Cena and the wonderful Money in the Bank win, etc., etc. The thing is that I'm upset about Punk. I'm a bit angry about Punk, but I still love him, and it's annoying because at the end of the day, I'd have him back in a heartbeat.
And I think this is where the CM Punk chants come in a way, because going with what you've been saying, fans are chanting for this guy, not because they're trying to annoy us or try to bring out negative vibes. It's because they are missing CM Punk. They feel he should be here. So that's why I see all these people complaining about the CM Punk chants when I can understand why they're doing it. We can't tell them to shut up because that's their favourite wrestler who's no longer in the WWE, who left so suddenly.
And I think there's two sides to this. There are people out there that will bash people that chant for CM Punk. I sort of understand that, but then I sort of understand the other side as well, because the CM Punk chants are always in filler matches, and they're always in matches that are frankly boring. And it's become, rather than even some people chanting for CM Punk, it's become an anti what's going on in front of me chant. It's a every time CM Punk was on the mic, we listened. Every time CM Punk performed on the ring, he performed a show for his fans, and that's a fact. And everything that he did was interesting. A lot of the CM Punk chants that happen nowadays, especially in some of the pay-per-views, are on Divas matches, are on filler matches, squash matches, because it seems to me the audience are bored of what they're being delivered.
And I'm really hoping with the chants continuing, maybe not as often as they were a few weeks back, with the fact that CM Punk was a top guy for the company, do you think Vince McMahon is still going to rattle his brains thinking of how he could bring back CM Punk, or has CM Punk said enough times he's not coming back that Vince has accepted it?
I think Vince has always had the view of never say never, and as much as anybody can come, even yourself, and say to me, he's done, it's over, let it go, it's gone, stop being a mark about things, stop being going on and on about things, he's gone, he's took his ball and he's went home, and he's not coming back, and he is never coming back. I believe, and I legitimately believe this, no matter how much money he's made, no matter how secure he is in his life or how happy he is watching his ice hockey and his NFL, whatever the hell it is he watches, he'll be back. He will be back in a wrestling promotion one day, and I believe it will be the WWE. Will it be this year? Who knows? Will it be next year? Who knows? But one day, I believe it's going to happen.
And I guess this is where we may agree to disagree, or we may see each other's point of view, but CM Punk, maybe it's not because of this, maybe part is, but he knows down deep inside the go-to guy will be John Cena. There was people saying when CM Punk was champion, he didn't really get the main events.
No.
John Cena was getting them. So yes, CM Punk had a long title run. Yes, CM Punk got to face The Undertaker, which John Cena won't. But I don't think it was enough for CM Punk because he knows that he's not going to overpass John Cena. He gets all these great things in his career, but I guess he still wants to be, or feel to be, the go-to guy alongside John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of different conspiracy theories as to why he left the WWE. Was it because he wasn't booked to win the Rumble and Batista's going to swan back in and be a main eventer? It could be that. Was it the fact that John Cena is never, ever, ever going to put anyone over and is always going to be the face of the WWE and the go-to guy? It could be that. Or was it something else, something along the lines of, you know, going down more than just that? The fact of the matter being that he is, and he was, should I say, alongside Daniel Bryan, in my opinion, at that time, those two, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, were the two best technical wrestlers the WWE had. You know, on the mic, find me a better person than CM Punk. You won't do, because every promo he does, you listen to. The other reason, and there's the other conspiracy theorists out there, and to a degree, and I sit here now and I still think he's got a point on this. I might get bashed for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He lost to The Undertaker. Lesnar beat The Undertaker. Is that fair? Would you have actually booked CM Punk to be the man to defeat The Undertaker's undefeated streak? There is another argument before I stop on this. There is the other argument that if you have Punk beat The Undertaker's undefeated streak, then you are basically putting a noose around his neck for him to hang himself and his career, because he will never better that, and the pressure will always be there, etc., etc., etc. There is that argument, and I understand that argument, and I get that argument. However, can you see it from his perspective, along the lines of he's busting his ass every damn week, doing your house shows, doing your Raw, your SmackDown, your pay-per-views, great promos, great in-ring work, and he's been doing this for a long period of time, only for Brock Lesnar, Batista, whoever, to swan back in, and there they are, they're given a belt.
Well, I want to speak about Lesnar briefly, even though this is a big topic that could quite easily be another video or bigger discussion. Some say it was Taker's decision to have to go against Brock Lesnar and lose. CM Punk may have been disappointed, but nothing stops CM Punk getting other opportunities. So I feel that maybe CM Punk was right. Maybe he felt annoyed with the way the WWE went, the same way Batista did, but he came back even after saying he doesn't like the direction. But I personally feel that CM Punk accomplished a lot to give him, like he's been saying, enough money to fall back on. Yes, AJ's came back, so he may have a reason to want to continue being in the WWE. But at the end of the day, if he comes back, he's still going to face all the reasons why he left anyway. Just because Vince has offered him more money, which he says he doesn't need, a big match opportunity, he's just unhappy with the way the WWE is. So come back, Punk, you're still going to be unhappy.
There is that, and now I'm going to try and put a positive spin on that. What a great angle it would be, just plain devil's advocate here, what a great angle it would be if he were to return, come back and do a shoot-like angle on the fact of, anybody want to know why I left after Royal Rumble? Well, I don't care. I'm going to let it all out and I'm going to tell you all. And we do an angle of the state of the WWE and the fact that nobody cares about it anymore. It wasn't what it was. And he actually talks like a Mark would talk. How, oh, it's not like the Attitude Era anymore. This PG crap, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, imagine if he did that and went into, yes, it would probably mean he'd have to go into another program with John Cena to get back into the WWE. It's hard to see that ever happening, yes. And I know that there's a lot of you out there that will think, listen, he asked for a long title run, he got it. He beat the likes of Jericho at WrestleMania, he got that. he got Undertaker at WrestleMania. He got this, and this, and I agree with all of you. I agree. He was given everything, and he still went screw you to the fans and wandered off without a word, not a word to say goodbye. I'm having a break. See you later. No interview. Nothing. And that's let people like me down. And I do feel frustrated still, even though it's months, and upset about that. But do you know what? It still doesn't stop me from missing Punk being in Raw and SmackDown.
I think CM Punk is going to be missed, but we've got to see it from a fan's point of view, of someone who loves CM Punk, loved everything he stood for and what he did and what he accomplished just as he was leaving. But from CM Punk's point of view, this is not storyline. Punk is unhappy, he's tired, he's accomplished what he needs to. He's said so many different reasons why he's doing what's best for him. And I think we could continue chanting CM Punk. We could continue coming on here and making videos. Yes, I personally would love CM Punk to come back. But going that possible angle idea, I feel that he could do that, but the WWE are not going to change what they've solemnly created to keep their company safe, to move their company forward, because the PG era is what Vince wants to work with. Yes, he could come back and say stuff he misses, but do we really want to go down the old pipe bomb storyline again? And do we really think allowing Punk to talk as his off-screen character for that promo is going to change anything?
I don't think it will, and therein lies the problem, really. And if it ever did happen, that's the sad thing about it. If it ever did happen, it would be wonderful and nothing would change. So ultimately, it would be disappointing. I'd still love to see him on my screen every week. Even if he was, in some sort of mid-card position. It's a shame if he does genuinely feel that he's done with wrestling. He's retired. He's not going to come back to a ring because, you know what, he's mid-30s? He's got so much still to give. He did not look, in my opinion, rusty or lethargic from the moment all the way through his, main title run for his long 400 and whatever days he had it, and he certainly didn't towards the end in the Royal Rumble either. It disappoints me more than anything. It just disappoints me as a wrestling fan. I invested a lot of time in CM Punk. I'm there. I'm there at the live events watching him. I bought a ticket to see him, to listen to him. And from that perspective, and just a genuine fan of professional wrestling, it's a shame because it's still got so much to give, in my opinion.
I'm going to say this. Like I said, even though I've got Bray Wyatt on my screen, yes, I've got The Shield, yes, I've got Triple H, yes, I've got the other NXT wrestler coming in, that does not change the way I felt or still feel about CM Punk before they all came in. But I'm gonna stay strong for CM Punk and say it's what he wants. He's unhappy. What else could the WWE possibly offer him other than more money?
Yeah.
That's going to convince him to come back and be happy. So I just want to see what you all think. Do you feel that CM Punk should and will come back? If so, what would be his reason to? Or should he be happy with the decision he's made? That I'm pretty sure many wrestlers backstage would want to do the same thing. The Dolph Zigglers, the Del Rio, Miz's, Sandow, that want to follow in the same footsteps, but won't because it's money at the end of the day and they're getting it just to appear on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
But thank you very much for watching, people. We look forward to reading your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.